Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. The rant I'm going to be doing is going to be about a trending topic that goes on TikTok. This does, if you judging from the photo, you have this woman who's lifting like 3 dumbbells one at a time, and you have a man that's approaching her. Don't worry, he does not get physical with her, but he was about to. It's like one thing you'll notice about the women that are in these gyms, that people outside the video claim that, oh, they're just doing this for clout, they're just attention seeking whores, and they're just doing this because they want people to click and get them easily help them views because they know how to attract their viewers, whether they are most likely a male. But in this case, this is most likely to provide evidence, and that she said she didn't say it, but she typed in the video while she's working out that this man that you see in the picture has been harassing her for months. It's been going on and on, and then she decided to take the opportunity to film herself as well as him approaching her, because I'm pretty sure he did not notice that she has it on camera. So maybe this will most likely be a warning to him, but also, there's still going to be a lot more that I'm going to explain. Like, to be honest, like, it really doesn't seem like this guy literally came to the gym to work out. I truly believe, like, just like, and there's several videos out there like this. Even if that's your goal, like, if I'm at the gym, I'm going to be focusing on getting into shape. I'm going to be working out. I'm not going to really have time to be talking to some random woman. Doesn't matter how attractive they are. Like, that's not the place to be at. If you're flirting with somebody, you better take it somewhere else. And unfortunately, I can assume there are no cameras. There's really not enough supervision that's going on in the gym, which is unfortunate, because I feel like she decided she had no choice. She had to do this, whether people want to assume or not, or whether this is staged. I can guarantee you this is not staged, because there have been several I even said this is a trending topic that I'm talking about. There have been several videos like this trending, where you have several men out there going out of their way and harassing women in public, thinking that it's a right when it's not. And it creates stereotypes that men are indeed perfect. Because you have you not been hearing those TikTok videos? I understand some of these girls are out there are desperate for views, but do you notice that the other trending topic, where you have these girls are saying all men should die, why I hate men? To be honest, it seems completely exaggerated. I truly think those girls who made those videos don't really despise men, but at the same time, it makes a bad look. How I know it creates a bad look, because there are girls out there. It is true though. You can't deny there are women out there who truly do hate men. But you should not take it on an entire group of men. You should not take entire. You shouldn't be angry with the entire gender. Just like men should not stereotype women for being gold diggers. But there are women that are going through situations like this, where they feel they're traumatized to the point where they hate men for the rest of their life. Whether they've been violated so many times by certain individuals or by a group of people, and there are girls out there, women, making a joke of this situation, because it doesn't seem like there's oh, this is why I hate men, they should all die, the world would be a better place without them. But men are the ones that are actually helping, providing for the community, for the society, in order to for people to help keep living. Whether it's for your education, whether it's for like shopping, whether it's for like new buildings, several different establishments too, that a lot of people wouldn't be able to partake in if it weren't for men. Let's be honest. So, but again, let me get straight to the point. Like, I personally don't believe any man should go out of their way in public and harass women and approach them in this situation. Because one, it's definitely not appropriate, and also it can definitely lead to a very hostile situation. Either the woman will get hurt or the man, because you don't know who might decide to get involved, because there are people they feel they need to white knight, even if they have no clue what's going on. There are other people who won't get involved to figure what may be the problem, if they can do anything to resolve the issue, if they can try to approach it. There are ways where you can be able to approach the situation peacefully. You can try to be able to de-escalate it, but there are people that are just gonna win, who just don't learn, honestly. Like, I guarantee, because this guy, I feel like even though she has off camera, if you, but who knows, he may have approached other women. I feel like with guys like him, because this is not the first, I can tell you this, I'm being honest, but I feel like guys like this don't learn until an ass whooping comes near them, unless they're about to witness an ass whooping, towards them, unless they were to like deal with it, unless it was to come to fruition. Like they're most likely someone a lot stronger, someone who can take care of themselves, someone who's definitely in good shape, physical, definitely physically a lot stronger, on not entirely on par, but a lot stronger than the person they're approaching, and maybe that will help clear their mind. I don't know whether it'll clear their mind. Maybe it'll make them change their habits. But because this is simply not something like this is not something that normally guys just wake up the next day and they just end up doing it. Like, something most likely influenced them, or they get very confident when they feel they're not in trouble, when they feel like they're in a safe location and there's nobody else trying to separate them, trying to handle them. And that's why they feel that, especially when it's not necessary, it is clearly unnecessary, but it's more like they feel like since there have been no repercussions for them, they haven't been they haven't been dealt with physically, they haven't been partaken in a beating, that they can continue doing what they're doing because they haven't suffered any consequences yet. But again, this is not the right way you want to handle this, because not only will you have to live with this, because especially if they have your face on camera and they're recording you, that'll give several women out there, the majority, it should be every woman honestly, not to even try to approach you next time, or it will take away your chances of being in a relationship. It will reduce the chance of you actually being in a successful relationship as well as dating other people. That's why it's best you handle it more, be more mature about the situation. If he's willing to talk to this girl, he could have just waited when she's done. Like this is very cringe, honestly. It really is. Because if I'm like I said, if I'm at the gym, the whole point in going to the gym is simply take care of yourself. It's to improve myself. It's to improve my life, not bother other people, because I don't have the time for that. Because it clearly seems like this guy, a lot of these guys go to the gym because if they find a particular person that they think they can be aroused with, that they find interesting, that they can flirt with, they feel like in their case that they have to take that chance. They're willing to take the risk, and you're not gonna get that chance. Let's be honest. I was being sarcastic with that, but like, you know what I mean. But because I highly doubt some random woman is just gonna give consent to a random guy that just literally just went up to them, being really weird with them. Like, they just, especially if you don't know the person, like they some random person just approaches you and they're just talking like as if they're acting as if you're trying to have a normal conversation with you, when they clearly can't because they're nervous, they're shivering, and they don't have the right words to say to actually trying to impress a woman and get her attention, because that's clearly what this man's doing. He doesn't have the mindset. He's clearly not trying to understand how she feels. He doesn't have the game to actually try and gain women's trust. And that applies to a lot of men who are doing this at the gym. And now I'm being honest, when I say this is trending, it really is. Because now these women feel like, and I'm sure they know, whether they see, whether these women witness this on other TikTok videos or other trending videos, does not mean they're trying to imitate other women. I feel maybe they may have taken into consideration as this is the best option, this is the best idea for them to try to get their side of the story, so that people won't claim the line, because there are a lot of people out there that assume you're making videos just to clickbait, and they believe you're just doing it just to lie and try to gain people's trust and manipulate the situation. When in reality, with the fact that had this man not approached her, she probably would have had, she probably most likely wouldn't have any evidence whatsoever. But it was a good thing she did record, and he decided to approach him because most likely he clearly did not notice the camera because he was too infatuated. And apparently, she said this has been going for months. So considering how long he's been approaching this girl, it's gotten to the point where he's so infatuated to the fact that he hasn't been paying attention to the surroundings around him, whether there's witnesses, there's a camera. And the camera is definitely a smart idea. The camera will for sure help her in her case if she decides to press charges and if he decides to get physical, because let's say outside the video he decides to touch her after, she can use this video and claim this is not the first, and have video proof that he has been doing this, touching me, and I've had several issues with him to get him to have him get off me, but he refuses. And I hope this video can make you believe me, since I feel uncomfortable being around this man, and you can try to do whatever you can to remove him from my life, and I don't want anything to do with him. And then by looking at the video, they realize she's right and he's in the wrong. And then most likely, I'm not, to be honest, I'm not in charge of the law, but they can decide how they decide to handle it. But good enough, but better enough is that she has proof. So because anything, I think everything, if you know that you feel uncomfortable, if your life is in danger, I feel like it's mandatory to have your camera on. Even audio clip is important because even though I didn't hear what was being said, even if he didn't say anything, he clearly, because you can tell like throughout like that video, this one clip, that he's been going or being suspicious, and that tells you that he's in the wrong, because not only was he in front of her, he was going behind her, trying to get her attention, because he cannot control his temptation, and that's what a lot of men suffer from. And I'm not here to claim that they're victims, but a lot of these men need to find ways to, like, this is what really needs to happen. Rather than you approaching the women first, why don't you try and improve in how to like communicate with women rather than before you decide to approach them. That's the best solution, if anything. Take that as my advice. Best you try and improve yourself. Try to learn how to come in contact with women. Try to learn to adapt while you're in this situation, and maybe you have a better chance. But no, I personally feel these men are too weak-minded. They're too nervous. They don't have the courage. They lack the confidence, because that pretty much incites that these men are most likely incels, because they've never had to try to understand what it's like being in a relationship with a woman, or trying to communicate, and trying to like be able to like be considerate and be able to be mature and be able to handle it with how a man should, because that's not how men should handle the situation. If you're gonna approach them, and if there's somebody, like, you might as well you have to be patient there time. And if she refuses, you have to move on. That's it. There's other people out there, and because let's be real, the population is still growing. We are still procreating, and there's still time for another opportunity, and you have to wait, because if that person isn't, you have best to believe it's better to move on and find someone else, because either way, because it's not going to help your situation. You're just going to grow desperate to the point that you might as well take the person with you, and you might do something drastic. So, but to be honest with you guys, I have no sympathy for incels. I feel like these are the men who don't deserve any forgiveness because they can't control their urges. And the best way to get rid of the urges is to get rid of the person. And however you decide to take what I just said, it all depends on you. And again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.